grind. If you don't respect my grind, respect my time. Respect my grind, respect my time, respect my grind. If you don't respect my grind, respect. See, every episode I gotta make up an intro because I ain't got no intro. Plus, you know what's funny? I got somebody working on an intro for my show. So we gonna be all the way official. But regardless, it don't matter how tight work it is or how slack it is. We one of the hottest shows coming out of South Florida. Trust me, I've had thousands and thousands and thousands of views. I've had almost 100 guests since I've started this. I'm very excited for tonight. I got another underdog, a winner, a beast, a voice that's gonna be heard on a wide scale. We speaking that into existence right now. Who am I? I am Grind Mode Chaos, aka Henrietta's son, aka Sister Kettle's grandson, aka AK-47s to be pointed at you and your churn if you keep playing with us, aka Martin Luther Chaos, aka Something Serious, aka Nothing Nice, aka the Section 8 sex symbol. Yeah, that's me. So the Section 8 sex symbol just represents the fact that, listen, baby, I don't do you bougie ass, high sedity, high maintenance ass, acting like you prettier than everybody else. All these model Instagrammer. Listen, when all the women hate me in the world, they love me on Section 8. So yeah, man, welcome to Respect My Grind, one of the livest shows, the craziest shows, the most intimate shows, the deepest shows where we get into the passion of artists, the life of artists, the struggle of artists. The details from their perspective, underdogs. I've had Grammy winners. I've had artists that got billions of views, millions of views. I have artists that have won all kind of awards, doing amazing things in their community, just to name a few. Shout out to all my people on Instagram Live. Y'all keep sharing my live. K-Will, what's up? The Queen is in the building. A lot of other people that's in the building. DJ Chippy, shout out to all my DJs that's in the building. My week has been awesome. Today I just laid one of the hottest records that you ever gonna hear. I will say who's gonna be featuring on it, but I'm gonna let him lay his vocals before I etch that in stone, before I say who that is. Really, it's supposed to be two big artists that are very well known. I'm very excited about that because I woke up in a good mood. My producer sent me a beat and I just laid it and killed it. So I know y'all know me for my show. I know y'all know me for being a life coach. I know y'all know me for being an activist. I know y'all know me for being an autism dad. I know y'all know me, just know me. I know y'all know me for having multiple hustles. Shout out to Kinfolk. You see what it is. Coffee with Kinfolk. I had to support him. No, he didn't send me this shirt for free. I bought it. You know why? Because that's just what I do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I support. Sometimes I don't and I get supported, you know what I mean? But my whole point in representing multiple hustles is I love that term because that's exactly what I am about. And it's a black-owned business, man. Shout out to all my black-owned business owners. Shout out to my Caribbean people. Shout out to my island people. Definitely shout out to my island people, man. I ain't from the islands, but I act like one. I live like one. I eat like one. I've dated a few. You feel me? So I'm affiliated by association. You feel me? So shout out to all the island people, especially down here in the South Florida, Caribbean area. Oh man, I was looking at some video footage of the carnival, and I really feel like they need to have a carnival every month because it's just that important. If you love soca, if you love dancehall, big up yourself. Blood clot, big up yourself. Yo, deal with no bad man them. Yo. Real bad man thing, you hear me say? So shout out to all my island representatives, man. One thing I love about island people, a lot of them been through a lot, not just storms, just through life, period. And you can learn a lot from island people. So that's the purpose of me bringing that up. I don't really got no more updates, man. I just been, binge watching Power because I had to get caught up. I got the new episodes that's out, so I've been staying tuned in that. I've been going hard for my Respect My Grind movement. I'm big on that. The 3-on-3 is coming up in about 3 weeks. Shout out to, M3S3, you know what I'm saying? Sucker stand still, men make moves, sucker stand still. The apparel, y'all seen him on my show a couple weeks ago. Now they got the 3-on-3 with a whole bunch of battle rappers, man. I'm really excited about that because I'm going to be there. Listen, I'm going to be there. No, I'm not playing. No, I'm not playing in the game. Y'all ain't finna be breaking my ankles. Y'all ain't going to put me on nobody poster. Y'all ain't finna have me. You understand me? I ain't playing them games. I'm just going to be on the sidelines, getting these interviews, building, vibing, politicking. Artists, if you're trying to get your music played, tap in. Artists, if you're trying to get on my show, tap in. Let's get it going, man. If you're not about business, don't tap in. K Will tell you, me and her had this discussion. If you don't want to invest no money in yourself, fine. 5 years from now, you're going to be complaining about the same garbage. Oh, they don't want to support me. They don't want to because you don't want to spend no money. The artists that spend money, they end up on a whole nother level versus the artists that don't. I'm going to just throw that out there. You understand? You know how many artists that ain't winning, they talk about the ones that's winning, and they be hating on the ones that's winning. Say, oh, I always hear this song on the radio. Oh, that song ain't hot. My song hotter, but guess what? They might have paid 10, 20, 30, 40,000 to be played in the Southeast region. And you like, man, I ain't finna play for that. I'm going to just get my song hot enough, and everybody going to play it. Well, wait on it. Wait on it. Take it from somebody who knows. Wait on it. You know how much money I spent to make records hotter than what they are? And then once I do that, then the world gravitates to the record. But you got to gain traction. Look the word up because obviously you don't know what it is. You have to gain traction. So you got to spend money. Get some of these packages. Spend some money on some promo. Spend some money on some ads. Spend some money on some DJs. These DJs play y'all music. Y'all don't even want to pay them. Y'all don't even want to tip them. But then when you make it, you're going to look back and say, man, I shouldn't have to shoot them nothing, dog. I'm a celebrity now. Middle finger to you. Listen, I ain't finna do all that. Look at my eyes. We ain't playing no games this year. 2022, I got to pay for whatever I got to pay for. Because guess what? Some of these next records y'all hear from me, we finna break some numbers. We finna break some records. We finna, hey, I'm done talking, man. I got my guest coming up, man. James Qupid. Y'all clap it up for him. I ain't got no clapping sound effect. Man, clap it up. Clap it up for yourself. Clap it up for yourself. What's up, brother?
Hey, just working, bro. I'm happy to be on this show. You don't even understand. You're a legend where I'm from, bro. So yeah.
Man, I appreciate it, King. Man, I definitely appreciate it. I appreciate you making time. I know we were supposed to do this, but it's been super crazy on my side. You've been busy. I've been busy. We finally found time. So now it's happening. Before we get rolling, I make everybody do this on my show. Because I like to see what's in your play deck, what's in your CD changer, what's in your MP3, what's in your playlist. Listen, if a young lady was on her way after this interview and there's a young lady on the way to your crib, you've been vibing. What's the first R&B song that she gonna hear when she walk in that house that you gonna blow her mind? Her panties are gonna melt. As soon as they hear this song, what is that song? I got 5 seconds. Think about what you're gonna play.
It gotta be Jagged Edge, man. It gotta be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a good song, bruh. That's a good one, bruh. And you know what's crazy? I seen them perform that last year. No, the year before last, bruh. It was them, it was Mario, and it was somebody else, bruh. I think H-Town and somebody. It was a big concert down here in Miami, blood. It was right there over town. So that song right now, I want you to grab it in your head. I want you to sing it. We finna have a karaoke moment. Go ahead, it's on you. Go ahead.
Don't want to make a scene, but I really don't care if people stare at us. Sometimes I think I'm dreaming, then I pinch myself just to see if I'm waking up. Is it real? What I feel, you and me. I ain't gonna do too much.
Hey, I was supposed to do the ad-libs. My bad. You ain't dropped the ball. I did. You was doing that. I was supposed to hit them low like till the end of time. I dropped the ball, bro. James, I dropped the ball. I ain't gonna lie. You did your part, and you became like the fifth member. You the one that wasn't a twin. You the non-twin singer. So shout out to you, man. Like you already know what it is. Listen. So now let's get into you. For those that have no idea, is the whole name that you have right now that you go by, is it made up? Is it fictitious? Is it your show name? Is it your real name? Talk about it and talk about the meaning.
All right, so my full name is Emmett James Miller, but so I went with my middle name, and I was in high school actually when I came up with the name, and I always been like that smooth, cool dude in school that you know what I mean, like get along with all the chicks. So it's like I was on the bus and I was just thinking to myself, I was like, all right, I started rapping, me and my homeboy and singing, and I was like, man, I got to come up with a name. So I was like, but it got to be different. So I just was like, okay, you know, I'm a hopeless romantic, so I was like, I like seeing people fall in love. So I was like, I mean, Qupid got the arrow, he making people fall in love. That's what I want to do with my music. So I was like, hey, James Qupid, that's me. And some people call me Qupid for short. And that 112 song too.
Qupid doesn't lie. What you wonder when did you give it a try? Qupid. Okay, I had to do that. That was my karaoke moment. So everybody has like this little history with the music thing. I always got to give the foundation of an artist, especially like in this situation here, like what happened? Like, was sports not working out? Were you into poetry? Like, talk about what led you into it, because everybody got an introduction to music to get them to this point that you're at right now. So talk about that right quick.
So my dad a pastor, so like I grew up in church, so music was always around me. So I was always singing in church since like the age of 5. But big up to my older cousin. He used to go by Fatigue Family in Palm Beach. He was a big producer over there. And I just seen him he was doing just, you know, making beats in the garage. He came to stay with me and my parents for a little bit. And I got inspired. And I was like, bro, I can do this too. I was already writing poems and poetry and stuff and turning them into songs. So I was like writing hooks and stuff. So I'm like, man, I got to learn how to make beats. So I just started doing the whole thing and just getting involved more in the studio, going to the studio with him. And it just rubbed off.
So when you talk about the production part, let's skip to that part. You doing all your production, or you get beats from other people, or like how that work?
Mainly I do most of my production. Only, you know, I do connect with my cousins from time to time. I'm always open to work with other producers all the time, because somebody else always got that other sauce that you might not have, you know. But majority of my tracks I produce. Like Super Clean, I made that track myself. So yeah, I pretty much produce a lot of my own stuff, but I only hop on what I feel is meant for me. I don't hop on everything, even if it's hot, I'll hold on to it. I'll hold on to it for the right person.
Right. And I be wanting to know this too. When it comes to people that, because not everybody does like their own production. I'm trying to get into the mind of you.
Okay.
Because everybody's different. Is because you do production, does the production start, or do you like you riding in the car and you ain't got no radio on and you come up with a hook and you build around it? Which starts first, the egg or the chicken? Like which one starts first with you?
Man, I'm so awkward with it. It's like sometimes it I don't even know how to anticipate it sometimes. Sometimes it'd be straight. I'll do straight acapella melody and then come in with the drums and the piano and stuff behind it. Or sometimes I'll just go straight with the beat and then just wait till I feel something and then I just hop on there. Sometimes I'll be mumbling so I can you know create the demo, and then I come in and then just start creating lyrics in the bar. So it come random for me sometimes.
Right. And you have some records right now, because we walking through you right now. You have some records that have been a little bit more successful than others.
Yeah.
Right now, because I'm trying to understand like the underdog aspect. All right, think about your biggest record. Think about the record that's doing the most numbers on Spotify or Apple or SoundCloud or wherever that may be, or YouTube. What do you think you did right with this song versus this song? Or was this song better, or did you put more money behind this song? Talk about that, because I be needing artists to understand these testimonials to get some lessons from it too. So talk about that right quick.
Hey man, you was preaching earlier. You know, you gotta put money behind what you do, no matter how much money. If you making $300 a week, you know, you gotta take a piece of that check and say, this is what I'm putting towards my music. You know, a lot of my best song has always done better with the amount of money I put into my marketing. If you don't put them dollars into that marketing, it's not. You gotta think about it. It's only you and your friend in the room, and if you know, and maybe the people that know you locally, but you got to go beyond that to actually make it. So you know what I mean. And the odds is slim. You know, it's only 20. You know, if you reach 500 people, only 20% of those people are actually going to subscribe to your music. So it's a grind. You got to be willing to put up the bread. I just put up so much money on countless amount of times. I had to hit my head a few times, but like I feel like my latest single has been doing the greatest because I'm putting up more of the bread to make it move. You know, it doesn't matter about talent. It doesn't matter about none of that stuff. It's about marketing first.
I feel like that's one of the truest things that you could say. Like the talent, I think that was years ago that it was all about the talent and it'll get you there. But it's different now, man. It's way different, and some artists just think like, oh, I'm hot, or I got so many better songs than James, and he got more views than me, or he got more. You know what I mean? It's just like one of my groups earlier. I seen this guy like arguing with somebody else. I was like, bro, you got 1,000 followers. You know what I'm saying? Not to go in on you. You don't have time to argue, bro. Like that's energy that you could be putting into something else. Like you're not being productive, and then you're distracting other people that's kind of focused on the goal. They dealing with the DJs within my community, and they tapped in. You ain't got no likes. You ain't got no. There's no consistency there. Like because he was in my inbox saying, "Oh, but I see you be having all these artists that like everybody that's been on my show got more followers than you. Everybody got more build. Everybody got more of a program, campaigns. There's certain things that I look for. Even it ain't even about the bread. Sometimes it's a lot of things that make of the artist, and these artists don't get it, man. It be mind blowing sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
so with some of the things that you've said right now, what do you think that it's gonna take to take you from like if you had a new song called Waterboy? What do you think it's gonna take to take that song to the next level or your career to the next level?
It's for me. I'm learning. It's all about preparation. You know, doing the proper things. You may not have a label or a backing behind you, but just okay. Let me do a rollout. You know, let me plan my single, finish my single, give myself at least 4 weeks.
Don't lose that. Don't lose that. Put a pin in that. Remember that you was gonna say that. Now roll out. That's an important word.
Yeah.
I need you to speak on that word and just give like 30 seconds of what a rollout is to somebody who has no clue what a rollout is.
Okay, so for me, you know, on my level, I'll reach out to a professional to basically run my PR, and I give them a notice, like at least 4 weeks, 4 to 6 week notice that hey, I'm dropping a single September 30th, and this is the song. The name of the song is the graphic art. The song is done already. I want you to pitch this song to these media outlets, and pretty much they make sure that the single is properly rolled out so that everybody that matters know that it's coming out. Because if you just drop it and you don't got no name, you know, you don't have no clear direction of where the song is moving. At least as far as media.
Right. That's real. Man, you real intellectual, man, and that's smart that you said that because all that stuff matters and when you release like this new single on September the 15th, it's good to have a rollout because it creates awareness. It creates this wow factor to say, "Man, what's going on with him?" Or, "Okay, now the bloggers got it."
Yeah.
So the bloggers are giving their review on it. So then their fan base of 30,000 for this blog that reads them every day, now you ended up getting an extra 700 followers or 200 followers or whatever the case may be. I've seen rollouts be very successful to the point where I end up with a new 15 DJs that I've never dealt with. So now it helps. So yeah, that's very important, man. Like I'm glad you said that. But finish what you were saying about like what it's gonna take to get to that next level of your career.
So definitely, you definitely got to do a rollout. You definitely got to keep in mind that relationships are important. Like me being on the show right now, this is a part of my rollout. You know, because every piece of content, and just like you be preaching all the time, man. Just like saying like, hey, like every relationship, every outlet, every person that's next to you is important because you never know. You know what I mean? And for me, it's the media rollout. It's the amount of money I can set aside. If I don't have management, I'm like, all right, I don't have people to split up the work with me, so I'm gonna have to carry this load. But I just got to do the proper planning and preparation for it. Maybe I don't go to the club for a few weeks. Maybe I hold back on certain habits. Maybe I don't go out fast food. I take some of that money, that $5 that I spent on fast food, I put it towards ads. I put, I'm moving my money around. I kind of got a trajectory of where my dollars are gonna go and what I'm gonna do. A plan is important, and I make my own mistakes, so that's the reason why I understand it now. I'm like, okay, and it's not easy because like a lot of people want to, make it seem like, oh, I made it already, but really, don't be afraid of a 9 to 5. You gotta work to make money. I got a little girl and I got one on the way, so it's like you gotta grind and make it happen for yourself. Don't be waiting on the lottery ticket. A lot of people be waiting on the lottery ticket, like somebody gonna say them and sign me. You got to make it happen. So when you get to that table, you got something to offer.
Man, that well, you talking about? I'm preaching. You saying a lot, bro. But a lot of these things come from experience, bro, and you can hear it in your testimony. You can hear that from the body of work that you've had. You've had some ups and downs. So, man, I'm saluting you, bro, because you exactly what my show needs. Like when I talk about respecting my grind, there is an extra couple stars that go by your name. There is an extra level of respect that comes up because you're not super dumb with it. And that's just me being honest, bro. I get a lot of people that's not only are they unprofessional, they don't have a plan, they don't have a layout, they don't have a campaign ready, they don't have a rollout, they're unprepared for the success of it. So they're gonna lose anyways. Like it's a lot of artists that I've seen that I called them out beforehand. I ain't say it out loud. I thought it like, bro, like you ain't got it here enough to even take that money and move the right way. Like, and some artists don't even take chance on themselves. I remember I used to be around Jeezy a couple times before he made it big or whatever, and T-Pain. I remember T-Pain, Jeezy did this too, but T-Pain, he made me really understand to invest in yourself. He was dealing with Akon, he was dealing with Atlantic or something like Jive Records, it was one of them.
Jive Records, yeah.
And I never forget they didn't believe in one of his singles from the second album. Now I had knew him from Nappy Heads, the group. I had opened up for them when I was like a young dude, real young in the game. And I watched him say something that was important that I held on to, bro. And he was like, bro, they didn't believe in this single. I think it was Bartender. They didn't believe in the single. They didn't believe in it. And he was like, bro, I believe in it. And that's enough. So he didn't wait on the label to put the machine behind it. He took money that he had from shows. He took money that he got from residuals. And because your first album on a real label, you're not really making that much. That's really the recoup. I was signed to Universal. I understand that. I had $1 million deal, $1.2 million deal, and I know that was a loan. I never looked at it like, oh, I'm finna go buy me, get all diamonds in my teeth. I'm gonna get my grandma a old golden purse. We going to the ice box to get the pasta. I want your Lexus encrusted in BBS. It's like I never got dumb. I never got dumb with it because I understood paperwork. I understood like, let me take this, put this to the side for the rainy day. Let me put this for the stormy day. Let me put this for the hurricane day. I fight a lot, so let me put this away for a lawyer. Let me put this away for a funeral, and let me invest it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was portioning off money. So when I fell down a mountain and my plane went down, I didn't crash and burn. I didn't die either. I just hit a couple things on the mountain and I climbed back up. You feel me? So I didn't lose and I felt good because there was a breach in contract and stuff like that I had to learn along the way. And also it taught me to invest in myself. That's what I learned from watching the T-Pain situation because I'm gonna give you one. I'm so high. A lot of people ain't believing that song when I first started pushing it. And then I'm giving you what happened before y'all knew it was a quote unquote hit. Dog, people didn't believe in it because let me tell you why. A lot of people knew the kind of music I did before. And they was like, damn, he's such a Jeezy, a Trick. He's such a Tupac. This don't really fit him. But truth be told, I did a lot of party music that people never heard. So when I did that record, I put my own money, we put our own money behind it, and we pushed it. Then when it won, those same people were like, "Why I knew that would? Why I knew it? I knew that was a hit." No, you didn't, bro, because you hate it at first. You know how many DJs came back and they play that all the time, but originally they was like, "I don't know, cause I ain't. It don't sound like nothing else." You feel
Yeah,
me? So take a
man,
chance.
y'all put a stamp on my childhood, bro. Like ninth grade, eighth and ninth grade, I couldn't go to a party. I couldn't go to a dance. Still to this very day, bro. Cookout, they playing grandma all the time. I remember watching 106 in Park and them playing it for like 4 6 weeks straight or more, bro. Like seeing the video, I was proud when I found out. I was like, these boys from Miami, they like not too far from where I'm from. You know what I mean? So it's like that's why I say when I say that you a legend, bro. Like I mean that for real, cause like especially here in Florida, bro. Like you can't go no party, bro, no party, no prom, nowhere, and not hear that song.
And I appreciate it, bro. It's still hustling and grinding to get to the next level and the next level. I love it, man. I love every part of it. And you know what I try to give artists too, man. Like, there ain't no limitations to this music, bro. Like, um, my song is reborn probably every month, every few months. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's another thing that I love about it. I sit and watch TikTok. We go viral every month or two. You know what I mean? Or every other month. And that's exciting because that run my streams back up. Then that run the Shazams back up. And then there's a new generation of people that look for it. So always remember that. If I can't give you nothing, remember that when it comes to making your music. Just you can push a song from, like I just dropped this album that I did, one of my first albums. And I'm looking at the numbers that it's doing. I dropped that album like 20 years ago. Like I was a jit. You know what I'm saying? I was selling that CD out the back of my trunk, something that nobody believed in. And now look, 20 years later, it was doing good in my hood. This is
Yeah,
my solo project. And then now look at the numbers it's doing, but the music is timeless. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah,
this ain't about me, this about you. One thing I like that you said too was actually getting a job. You know, I remember DJ Chippy said something like that too. I don't care if you hustle, I don't care if you got a job. You gotta have something to prioritize. You said something about your child and your kids. You said something about bills. You said all that kind of stuff. You have to prioritize. Then you get to the music because it's still a dream. At the end of the day, you still dreaming and you trying to fund the dream, but you don't want to bet on everything with your kids' future too. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
How do you balance all that? Talk about that.
Like I said, I just do the proper preparation and understand that moments with family, moments with your kids is very important. Sometimes you got to put the music to the side, to the side, so you can make those deposits of life. You know what I mean around you. That's gonna make you make better music. Making sure that the people that's important in your life is taken care of, even if it's not. Because I know a lot of artists feel like, all right, I make it, I sign. I'm gonna be able to take care of everybody on the grand scale. That's cool, but you always gotta have your ducks in a row too, so that nobody ain't starving or struggling. You know what I mean? You can still make it. Just like Zay told me, he was cutting hair and playing the organ at church. You got to do what you got to do. Make sure your life in order so that your mental right too. Because like if you just focus zeroing in on the dream and the lights getting cut off, the baby need milk, your daughter need clothes, stuff like that. That's gonna mess with you creatively sometimes. So like I just try to balance it that way, make sure I'm making the proper preparations so that everybody taken care of, and as well as me investing in the music, that making sure I'm not neglecting my music and marketing campaigns or whatever I got to do.
Right.
Just make sure everything's straight.
It's definitely a balance, bro, and it's not easy. You know what I mean? I don't care if you're a man, woman, or a monkey. Like it's not easy, bro. Like it takes some balancing, man. So I commend you for that. I'm a father too, so I know that you gotta cut yourself up like a real piece of pie. You know what I'm saying? Your kids got to get that time because you don't want your kids growing up and you wasn't there, even though you were there in
Yeah,
attendance. You wasn't there, man. Because let me tell you something. I lost my dad when I was young, but I don't remember really what he bought me. I remember what we spent time with because he died when I was young. So
yeah,
I remember the little things. Same thing with my mother. My mother died when I was young. I always talk about that because I want parents to understand that's way more important. I don't remember everything that my mama bought me. And most times my mama stole shit anyway for me. So, you know what I'm talking about? God rest her soul, her thieving ass. No, I'm just joking. But I love my mama, man. And
Yeah.
even that was funny. Man, I don't watch my mama still out the store. I'm like, what the hell? Like, but my mama knew I wanted that Nintendo.
She love
Uh,
you.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you willing to go to jail about me, mama? Like, you really love me? Shut up, boy. You talking too loud. Bitch, just get out this. Go wait for me in the car, nigga. Like, we'll play this later and still wrap it up for Christmas. Ain't that gangster? My mama was gangster. Steal me stuff and then wrap it up. Nigga, how you wrap this? Just give me this shit. You stole it. But yeah, man, shout out to my mama, man. They never forget those little memories, man. So it's just like what they say. I might not remember what you gave me, but I remember how you felt when you said something or when you did something for me, man. And my fans remember that too. And I hate the word fans. I like more like the supporters. You know, I get on Clubhouse now, and sometimes people be like, "Oh, I remember when you was doing a turkey giveaway a couple years ago. I remember when you had a book bag giveaway. You know, you gave my daughter a book bag, and man, she cried all the way to the car. And I don't even remember this shit. I just do stuff, man. God bless me so much. I just bless people. I don't think about it.
Yeah.
There's no invoices I get to some people. I don't think about, you know what I'm saying? I just don't, bro. Like, because when you do stuff out the kindness of your heart, you don't think about all that kind of shit. So now, what's next for you? I know I ain't got a lot of time with you. We got an EP, you got an album, you got a mixtape. What we working on?
So right now I got some 3 pieces I'm working on. I got some singles, some real big surprises, a lot of big surprises, a few big features I'm dropping this year. Um, I actually got a song on the movie as well. So it's like I'm excited, man. 2022 is the year that I established my career and just take it to that next level.
That's awesome, man. On a side note, I be wanting to dig in people business about this, man, because you know I'm big on us black men doing other kinds of businesses because the music is cool, but
Yeah.
I've always felt like the music is like a key for me to open certain doors that I could push other money to and different investments. So I'm asking you, and not to be all into your business, have you played in the crypto world? Have you played in the Forex or NFTs, or have you danced around in the metaverse? Talk about that.
I really do want to get involved with NFTs like heavy. I'm seeing the impact that it has, and I know that it's going to be real big in the near future. I haven't had a chance to actually get my get myself in the game, but I'm working on some stuff. I'm working on some stuff to get involved with that. But outside of that, I do mess around with investments in stock and stuff like that. My dad actually put me on game to that because it's important, to build up assets and things of that nature. And I see the metaverse like Travis Scott. He just made all that money off of a concert in the metaverse. So it's like it's crazy, man. So one of my homeboys hit me the other day. He's like, "Yeah, bro, like you have to get on that metaverse, because it's big, And people who can't walk now they can walk, to your concert virtually, So
That's crazy, right?
yeah,
Wow. I ain't thought about that. You just blew my mind just quick. Like, it's like a Sims world. I get it. It's like the Sims, but it's like still, it ain't registering, but it is.
yeah,
Because I think Gary V said something like, you've been in metaverse. This how he put it. Watch this, bro. This will help me understand the metaverse a little bit more. Gary V said this. He said, if you don't think you already been in the metaverse, think about when you play on Twitch or you play Fortnite and you buy skins and outfits, and you don't own those. They don't go in your closet. You
yeah,
don't get to wear them out to the club. None of that. They belong on that device. So you've already look at your kids spending two, three, four, $500 of your hard-earned money, and you saying, "Oh, I ain't getting into this metaverse." That's dumb. You already did with your kids. Your kids done bought guns that you ain't got in your closet. Your kids done bought ski masks. Oh, daddy, I want the Wakanda outfit on Fortnite,
yeah,
and they never get. As soon as they cut that game off, it's still in the metaverse.
yeah,
It's in a whole nother universe. So that's what's going on in the universe. to understand, like, when you buy NFT paintings, it's going to end up in somebody's house inside of the metaverse. Because ultimately, one thing that this dude was breaking down to me too, another guy, he was like, listen, the metaverse is basically being designed because we're about to be locked back down. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but he made
I
sense.
believe
He
it
said,
too.
dog, we're about to be locked back down. We're going to go through another pandemic, and they want us to stay in the house because, for one, they see how many trillions of dollars that they made while we were in prison. I don't care. You might have not made money because you ain't taking advantage. I didn't, because I made this kind of money, that kind of money, whatever the case may be. But there's some people that didn't make no money. Now, look how many people that did make money, and the rich people made money, and they say, you know what? I'd rather lock these guys down. We making money from pharmaceutical. We making money from like the meta universe. We making money from cryptocurrency and forex, and everything's digital and invisible, but in like this metaverse that doesn't exist. So if we can keep you home, keep your cooties away from us. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
But if you do get cooties, we're gonna make money off the medication and the vaccinations. You understand what I'm saying? So now we're gonna go back into that lockdown. Watch and see what we say. So that's why they're trying to give us a while you're stuck in the house, y'all play video games, but these people that don't play video games, we're gonna put you in another video game state that's virtual.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be real, unreal, but realistic. I'm gonna just leave that right there. Because I don't wanna go too deep. I don't want to get too crazy.
Hey, you're on the same wave, bro. That's crazy though. It's true.
I'm just being real, man. It ain't nothing but the truth, man. So we talked about what's next. We talked about, the business side. Now, this is what I need to ask you before I get you up out of here. You just walked in the studio. There's 3 artists that's in there, whether they dead or alive. Whether you do 1 song or you do 3 songs. Who are these 3 artists that's dead or alive that you like, man, I gotta do a song with them. This gonna be hot. I'm waiting.
Number 1, T-Pain. The biggest for
wow.
me, coming out of Florida. So it got to be T-Pain. The Dream, because The Dream and T-Pain have never did an actual record in my eyes other than the one they did off like a mixtape or something like that. So
right.
T-Pain, The Dream, and Roger Troutman, bro. Like,
oh wow,
that would be fire, bro. Yeah.
Now I'm absorbing that because you're the first person to say 2 out of those 3. Somebody else said The Dream on my show before, but you're the first person to say T-Pain or Roger Troutman. That's amazing. That's amazing, bro. So now we talked about this metaverse situation. One thing I did forget to ask you. You've been an artist for a little minute. How has the pandemic, because we might walk back into this situation, like I said, before we walk back into this pandemic situation, if we do, are you prepared first off? And what was the pros and cons last time for you musically? That what made you better? What, like, talk about that. What was the pros and cons with your music career for that pandemic?
The pro was the fact that I could just sit down and really just see everything around me clear. I could figure out, okay, what was the mistakes that I made the year before? And so like that's a lot of what I paid attention to during the pandemic, and I just was able to just work. I got so many records on overload. I got a record for you. I'll throw that in there. But I was working on so many records on overload. Like my iTunes is flooded with just music because I kept having dreams during the pandemic of me like meeting certain people, and they asked me, hey, I want to hear something. Where the record's at. And I'm like, I'm scrambling through my hard drive trying to figure out what's what. And I wasn't prepared. And I had this dream over and over and over again. So during the pandemic, it just like even motivated me even more. So that was the pro. Like I was able to just work, and get as much music done as possible and as much beats done as possible. But the con was I was able to work, thankful to God I was at the time I was working for a warehouse. So like by that time we were just like moving, because people still got to get their food. They still got to get, So I was in the warehouse working, and then I got blessed in the middle of the pandemic to go back and work for a company. I guess the pandemic opened it up for me to go back to a company I had worked prior with, and that whole situation where I could, work from home. So I was like, okay. So God did bless me financially. So those were the pros. The cons was just the fact that I couldn't really see my dad because he's a diabetic, and like it's real bad for him. So I didn't see him for a lot of the time during the pandemic. There's a lot of friends and family. As far as music, I couldn't go in the studio right away with my partners and hook up certain things. I could that had to take a little while for us to feel comfortable to come around. Because I think differently, but other people, just out of courtesy for everybody else. So that was the biggest con, is just not being able to be around people physically. That was my biggest con. But my biggest pro was just the fact that I could just work. I could read more. I could do this, like everything that you can't do because you got an excuse. Cause I gotta go to work, or
Right.
oh, I got this to do. The pandemic, you couldn't, even if you was working, you still went straight home because you couldn't go out this place or that place. So you didn't have no excuse to not sit down and read or sit down and make more music. So
That's real, man.
the other one, I already know what to do.
Right. And it made you better in a lot of ways. I know with me, like I got more into fishing, I got more into gardening. You know what I'm saying? So I got ginger growing on my backyard, soursop trees, anything that's health related, a mango tree, all kind of stuff. I went to gardening. I got healthy in a lot of different ways. From the sea moss, bladderwrack, elderberry syrup. Certain natural things that kind of keep building my immune system or whatever. So that's one thing I thank God for, that time to locking you down, because you know how they say, man, gotta stop everything to make you listen sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, we don't hear nothing from him. Sometimes he make it quiet for you so you can hear him. So I believe that to be true. Now, give out some of the info so people can get in contact with you. I know your name is at the bottom of the screen, but we still gonna have you do that for people that's listening.
Okay, definitely follow me on Instagram at James Qupid. Also on Twitter, JCupid, and TikTok, James Qupid. You can also Google me and hit my Spotify. Same thing, James Qupid. And lock in with me. I got a new single out right now, Super Clean. It's out on YouTube. Go run that up for me. Drop something in the comments, subscribe. And yeah, just rock with your boy.
Man, definitely, man. I appreciate you. Before I get you out of here, um, I just want you to give some advice to maybe somebody that may be younger than you, maybe that somebody that might be financially going through it or hurting, or may have lost somebody in their life, or it's a dark time for them, or maybe they just don't even want to see tomorrow because today was that bad. Yesterday was even worse, and 2 days before that it was worse than that. So I need you to look into this camera. I need you to give them some advice. Don't worry about me. Don't think about me. I want you to think about them somewhere in a dark place, not wanting to see tomorrow. I need you to give them some advice, brother.
I just want to say this: just understand that God got a plan for you. He had a plan for you in the beginning of the time you was here. And He got a plan for the end. So understand you always got something to live for. You always got something to grind for. And God not gonna He's not gonna give you as much as you can bear. He always gonna be there for you, regardless of how dark as your days are. And the darker your days, the brighter they'll become. The light got to come out somewhere eventually. So just understand that you in this position because you're strong and God built you for it. So He gonna bring you out.
Man, I thank you so much for that, man. And right now, I co-sign that, and I pray that it touch whoever it needs to touch, man, because we don't know how God works, nor do we need to even question Him on how He designed these pathways and these platforms to utilize, man. I know you're a man of God. I know that God has been in your life from the beginning and before the beginning. So I thank you so that for sowing that seed in somebody's life, because just like I say, we don't know where these words travel to, bro. Whether this get 1,000 views or 100,000 views, and it saved 5 people, that's what we was called to do. And thank you for being a witness. Thank you for being a blessing. Thank you for your time, man. I'm finna let you go. If there's any shout outs or anything that you want to say before you get up out of here.
I'm just gonna say shout out to my family. Shout out to Palm Beach. You know what I mean? And just thank you. I just want to thank you for bringing me on, man. And I'll definitely be back again too.
Man, definitely, man. Hey, James Cupid, man. You already know what it is, man. Appreciate you again. I'm gonna see you soon, King.
For sure, bro.
Man, you already know. Listen, man. You already know what show this is. Respect My Grind TV, man. I definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. I definitely appreciate y'all staying healthy. Again, drink as much water as you can. Again, definitely look into a new way or a new talent or a new skill. Um, Health wise, I always give you the rules. I always give you what you could be doing. Ginger shots, soursop, black seed oil to eat that mucus up in your body. What else? Bladder. You know, just keep reading, keep learning, keep understanding that there's some things out there that's gonna make you stronger, better, faster, quicker, smarter, more helpful, happier, and focus, man. Stay focused, man, and definitely stay humble. Don't get beside yourself. I see a lot of people that, you know, they think because they got X amount of followers, or they think because they got X amount of dollars, or this kind of job. Don't get beside yourself, because anything can happen like this and take everything away. So I want you to stay focused, stay humble, because if you don't be humble, something gonna humble you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my DJs. DJ Barry, what's up? All my people from Miami, all my people from Florida, all my people from Georgia. Shout out to James Cupid again, man, for stopping by, man. The Respect My Grind TV show. Shout out to all the artists that we got coming up, man. We got some big names coming up this season. I had some big names last season, but man, I think they might be bigger this season. I live to compete with myself. I live to actually compete with myself and say, yeah, I gotta be on this test. Now it's time for at least an A- or A+ or whatever the case may be. So that's what I do with myself, dog. I don't compete with nobody but me. That's the only person I'm worried about, concerned with, man, competing with, man. So, man, again, I appreciate y'all. Respect My Grind TV, man. I'm out of it.